Good evening, drivers, survivors, and 3D TPs. A massive warm welcome to all our listeners joining us in out there in Twitch land, where we are live this Friday evening. It's the first race of the weekend for Inter's Racing League. Get comfortable, folks, as we prepare for another exciting race. Round 8, Tier 4, it's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Located at beautiful Yas Island, situated in the small country of Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. It's a relatively new track. First Grand Prix was in 2009, and it overlooks an amazing flotilla of expensive yachts and ocean-going vessels in the marina right next to Yas Island. Rumour has it even our very own league owner, Timmy, births his pride and joy, Spirit of Newcastle, somewhere in the marina. It's a perfect view from Sky Race Control across the pit lane and the hotel and the marina beyond. My name's Tetris, and I'd like to welcome back, having returned from his little jaunt overseas, my esteemed co-host this evening. I have the privilege of being his teammate in Tier 3 at AlphaTauri. He's the Season 3 champion for Tier 4, multiple podium sitter, the Battle Cat himself. GU Cat, welcome back, mate. Thanks for joining me here tonight again. How you feeling? You over your jet lag yet? You had a bit of an overseas thing. Lately. Sleepy cat.
Sleepy cat, yeah. So, but yeah, it's great to be here, Tetris. We were just talking before. It's been a few rounds. I think it was back in round 4 that we weren't together. So, yeah, it's been a long time, and I've really been itching to jump on the comms and jump behind the wheel. So, looking forward to this weekend.
I've been looking forward to it as well, mate. I was off sick last week. And it was great to hear Broseph. Thank you very much for stepping in, the man, the myth, the legend, our very own TP. He stepped in for us last week with T8 actually jumped in the comms box from Oz F1. So thanks to you guys for stepping up and getting on the mic and making sure that everyone out in Twitch land was knowing what was going on. So we've got Abu Dhabi, round 8. It's quite a little bit of, quite a bit went on last week, I heard. There was a bit of quali controversy with the cake, but he ended up getting driver of the day from the back of the grid. I think he went from last up into 5th or 6th. Look, I
need to check the results.
I need to check
those but he came fourth. Yeah, last of
there we go.
19th, and one would argue 20th to 4th. But yes, driver of the day, great performance from him last week. So
yeah, so there's quite a few cars out on track at the moment. We have still in the top 4. This week, Santa, Trenna, Cake and Cuds still the top 4, but we do have a few...
Powers has just hit the wall, I think.
Oh, that's no good. No, he's hit the wall. It's a pretty dire...
someone else, a Mercedes in front of him, has just done the same thing.
Yeah, is that some... Oh, I think that might have been Immortal. Trenna has just DNF'd.
Trenna's gone.
Trenna has just DNF'd into Immortal Racer. I'm on board with...
a bit of carnage on track, yep.
Oh, look at that. There's a vibrating... Oh, and there's a Williams wanting to get amongst it as well. This is not a good... It's not a good start for Trenna.
And Trenna got a 5-place grid penalty.
It's another car.
Yeah. I think there's a Williams coming around as well. Dog's almost missed it. I don't know if you just picked that one up, but yeah,
I just almost spat out my water.
And yeah, there's 3 cars in the middle of the track, I think. So okay, I think it's cleared now. So yeah, drivers can proceed, but that's unlucky. So yeah, we've had Trenna with a 5-place grid penalty. Bridgie as well. I think he lasted about 3 seconds and he got disqualified. So don't know what happened to him. Just confirmed he binned it in the pit tunnel. So that didn't last very long. So Bridgie will be starting from the back of the grid.
There's. I think the only person we're only like 5 or 6 minutes into the quali, and the only driver that's set a lap is Cuds, who's set a pretty decent lap of 1:24.8.
I was going to say
That's
anything below 125s would have been great. So he's dropped in the 124s. So he's on fire tonight.
Yeah, Paulie, original Paulie has set a. Sorry, I've got it on the wrong thing. He set a 126.4. Senna Racing has gone back into the pits. Quiet Cake is invalidated, so he's on a fly, but he's got a red
Paddy's
track.
Just about to cross the line.
Let's get on board with Paddy. Paddy jumps up into not a great lap, but sets a lap, 127 flat. Swiss Lord sets a 125.2, which is about 4/10 away from Cuds, so that's a decent lap. Matt Batman and Jenneth have both set a lap within a tenth of each other, 125.2. So we're sitting around the low to 125s. We've still got 13 minutes to go. Anyone else? Powers? No, he's.
I think A-Dog's on a lap. I just noticed on that turn 3, I think it is. There's a tyre in the middle of the track, so that's gonna confuse a few drivers as they go through that fast section.
Yeah, look, that's one of those sections where if you get the balance of downforce right between front and back, you can almost hold it flat, I think, but I don't know if you can hold it flat unless you've got relatively high downforce on the front. So that's what's happened in that situation where on either like on a fly, you've got drivers coming through those first sequence of corners trying to get a decent first sector and just losing the back end, and I think that's what's happened to Trenner and it's definitely what's happened to I think it was Immortal, but lucky for Immortal he didn't actually DNF, so that was very unlucky for Trenner. But look, I'm
predicting carnage on the first lap. I've been playing around with the setup, and if you sacrifice the downforce, you can't go flat out in that corner.
Yeah, and you were right.
Downforce, it's all good, but then you get overtaken on the straight. So, it's a bit of a bit of a challenge either way. Drivers need to be careful in that corner.
Yeah, do definitely need to be careful. And a big shout out to SJ. Apparently, he's got a new Immortal racer has DNF'd. I think he's actually DNF'd on the same spot. Let's see if we can see him.
Yes, he has.
And there's that wheel that you were talking about off to the left.
Yeah, the wheel's in the middle of the road, so it's right in the driving line. And no matter how many times you go over it, you're going to look at it and you go, "Oh my God, do I hit it or not?" So it's definitely going to, it's going to impact the drivers.
So we already have 5. We already have 5 DNFs, or 2 DSQs and 3 DNFs. Alan Santa this evening, our championship leader, has a quali ban, so he's just patiently sitting in the pits. He's allowed to do an installation lap to make sure that his settings stick for the race, but he's not allowed to set a time. And obviously after what happened last week, we're not stewards, but we are keeping an eye on that. Senna Racing just sets a 124.3, so he beats Cuds' lap by that's 5/10. That is significant and very impressive from the reserve. It's his first race.
It's his first race. Maybe Tier 4 is not the correct place for him, but let's see how we go.
Maybe he doesn't realise that he needs to take it easy in his first race so he doesn't get moved up straight away.
Yeah. Bit of sandbags, bit of sandbags in the back.
No one sent him that email.
But yeah, look, we've got 5 DNFs, like you said, and that just shows you that we're going to see some carnage on those corners. Cold tyres. These are soft tyres. Ideal stickiness on the track, and when you go to the hards or the meds, traction's not going to be as good. So predicting a few offs on lap 1.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be too far. I don't think you'd be too far wrong with that. I'm just at the moment on board with Paddy. He's about to start a quick lap, so we're going to take you through a quick lap here. First sector, tries to take it as flat as possible. A little bit of a confidence lift in turn 2, sorry. And as he comes down to the reprofiled turn 5, down into third or second, short shifting out onto the back straight towards turn 6. And he is up through the gears, DRS enabled on this straight. About a kilometre long. We get to the complex of 6, 7 and 8, which is a very, very tight chicane. Left, right, and then straight ahead to the next DRS straight. A very, not a sharp turn, but a turn to the left. Down to the reprofiled turn 9, which is taken in third or fourth. Paddy prefers fourth on this occasion. As he applies the throttle out of turn 9 towards turn 10, 11 and 12, 13 towards the hotel complex. Another very tricky final sector of corners. Has to keep the throttle, but not too much throttle application, or the rear end will step out. In it to turn 15 to turn 16. Let's see what Paddy can get on the board. This looks like a nice tidy lap, and it takes him up into P8 with a 125.6. So probably not exactly what he wanted, but still into the top 10.
5 cakes on a flyer if he's just on the third sector now.
Yep, just going to jump on with him now. As he comes through the hotel complex into sector 3. Let's see what he can put together. He's already on P2, so he's already beaten...
no, he's not on a flyer. He's he wasn't improving. He's decided to go on the pits.
All right, so...
Cuds has just started his flyer, so we can have a look at him.
Yeah, just on board with him right now as he comes through sector 3, which he seems to have negotiated without incident.
Yeah, there are 3 drivers on a 24.8. There are 3 drivers on a 25.2. So it's very close on the top 6 there.
Let's have a quick look at the gap to leader at the moment. So we have Senna racing out in front by almost half a second in front of Cake and Cuds. F1 Original P4. Look, the spread between 2 and P4 is less than a tenth. And then the spread between P5 and P8 is about 2/10. So it's about a second between P1 and P10. Sorry, P8, Jeneth in P8. And then it jumps up to 1.3 seconds. So, yeah, there's a fair bit of... it's not as tight as it has been, but look, we've still got 5 minutes to go, so there's still time to be made up. There's still laps to be run. Let's go back with Cuds. He is coming through.
He was up by about almost 2/10. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah, look at that.
That's nice.
He's
24.3, so he's hit pole.
Purple in all 3 sectors.
Yeah, very, very nice. I think he's got some confidence in this track.
He's definitely got some confidence in this track and also in his setup, I would say. That is definitely, excuse me, that's definitely one thing that you need going through the first 3 corners.
I might be copying that setup before tomorrow's race.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
I wouldn't see it being a problem if you were to do that. Senna Racing, he's going to come through. He's just on his... he's just finished his outlap and he is on a flyer at the moment. So let's see if he can improve. There's only like half a tenth between him and Cuds. So very close up on the front row at the moment.
Yeah, I think the P3 and 4 are going to have to improve by half a second. It's possible. Cuds did it. So let's see what Senna can do. Yeah, that was, I think, one of his first laps. He set a 24.3, so yeah, I don't know much about him, but he seems pretty quick. So, and I think Williams needs as many points as they can get. So, yeah, be good to see Williams in the front row.
While he's doing that lap, he's coming through towards the end of sector 2 now into sector 3. Let's have a quick look at the Tier 4 standings. So, as I said before, we've got Santa, Trena, Cake, Cuds in the top 4 seat. No major changes there. But in the constructors, Alpine taken the lead last couple of weeks ago. Ferrari are up 1 place, up into P2. He's able to improve. He's taken provisional pole back off Cuds. So this is quite an interesting little development from the reserve driver of Senna Racing 42.
Oh, and we've got another DNF.
And that's Senna.
But
He's just...
think he'll, I don't think he needs to improve anyway. So he can just park it in the middle of the road, and I think he'll be happy with that lap time.
That is indeed the best mic drop you can think of. Look, I'm just going to put it on pole, and then I'm going to drive it into a barrier. That's what I think of. That's what I think. So heading to the back end of quali, we've got 3 minutes left. We've got a whole swathe of cars heading out from the pits. Probably not.
Swiss Lord's on a flyer is up by about 3/10.
Let's have a crack at that.
That would move him up a position. Not sure if he's going to get into the 24.8s or not. Jenneth, I'm just keeping an eye on Jenneth as well. We've got another retirement, so F1 Originals are retired.
Is that I don't think that's a retired on track. I think that's I'm happy with that lap.
Yes.
I'm going to go and grab a beer before the race type of retirement.
I think so.
So I'm just on board with Swiss Lord as he comes through into the final sector.
It's up by 2.5 So I don't think that will move him up a position, but I don't think it will improve any more than 6th place. We've got another yellow flag. Okay, that's fine. Someone's letting him through.
Yeah, he's pushed A-Dog back into P7, and as you said, it's advanced himself up into P6. So that's a good, solid, tidy lap there by Swiss Lord from AlphaTauri.
I think the next one, we got Sebastian's about to start. SJ, I think, is the next one about to set a lap. He's just coming into Sector 3 now.
I actually didn't even... I'm sorry, SJ, I didn't even notice SJ putting it on the second row earlier on in the quali, so apologies for that, SJ. Your new helmet's bringing you some good luck, as you mentioned. Let's have a quick look at the helmet. Oh, it's a nice purple and blue colour. Very, very lovely. So as SJ comes around the final couple of corners, he dives into the pits.
Coming in the pits, yeah.
And I believe that he won't have enough time to get into the pits, strap on any tyres and get out. So that is SJ's qualifying done. But P4, he's going to be happy with that. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, about another 4 or 5 drivers that are on out. That might improve, so SJ might be able to hang on to P4, but look, there's still 5 or 6 drivers out on track setting times, so we'll see how that all develops over the next 33 seconds.
I'm trying to see who's crossing the line next. I think Powers is the next one to cross the line.
Yep, just on board Powers now, and he jumps up a few places there.
Yep. I think Sebastian is the next one. Doesn't improve.
Doesn't improve.
Fat Eagle's invalidated. He's about to start a lap.
Cuds is on a flyer at the moment. He's half a second up. So
Cake's about 1.5 up. But yeah, Cuds is he's flying. He might drop down in the 123s.
He might. That's a bit scary for Tier 3, isn't it?
In front of him.
So he'll get past the Haas on that straight without any issue whatsoever, and it just depends on what he does over the next couple of sectors. If he can hook up the rest of this, that's a nice entry, a nice exit from turn 6 and 7 onto turn 8. DRS activated, and as he comes down to the new reprofiled turn 9, let's see what happens. Oh no, he's he was half a second up, but he's only up by half a tenth now, so he's lost a little bit of time in that second sector. Let's jump on board with Quiet Cake. He's next to cross the line. Let's see what he can do. And he is, he's put it on pole.
Pole.
124 flat. What a lap. What a lap from the cake. And Cuds comes around the final corner.
Might be locking out the front row.
Let's have a look what Cuds can do. No, he can't improve. What a shame. He improves, but he doesn't improve any positions. So that is almost a front row lockout by Alpine. Adds, he's still going to be pretty happy with Cake and Cuds on the second row. But it was so close to a front row lockout for Alpine.
Yeah, Quiet Cake. He's rapid. I think Cuds is rapid. I think that front three there. It's going to be very interesting. They're all very, very close. From P3 to P4, you're looking at 6/10. So I think those front three runners will take it away if they can keep it clean.
Look, look how close it is between P1 and P3. There's like less than a tenth and a half, and then a 7/10 jump up to SJ and P4 with his new helmet, and F1 original P5. So that's your qualifying. Pretty exciting qualifying. We've had a few DNFs, we've had a few DSQs, a little bit of drama early on. I'm going to, do I need to scroll through these? I just want to make sure I get it right.
I've got it on my side, but you can scroll through if you like. Keep it on the Twitch. It'll be good. Yep.
Yeah, all right. So take us through the grid before we get to...
Okay, so we got Quiet Cake in P1, Senna, the reserve in P2, Cuds in P3, SJ P4, F1 Original, A-Dog, Swiss Lord, Paddy, Batman, Powers, Jeneth, Fat Eagle, Sebastian, Trenner. So Trenner's the first who didn't set a time, pretty fast there, coming from the back. Immortal, Juice, Santa, Not Wiles, and Bridgie. So there's a few drivers there that didn't set a time or starting at the back that are pretty rapid, namely Santa and Trenner. So might want to keep an eye on those drivers and see how quickly they can move up the grid.
Yeah, and 124 flat. That's a little bit scary for Tier 3. If Tier 4 are doing a 124 flat, I don't want to know what the Tier 3 driver is going to be doing tomorrow afternoon.
I was happy with the 125, so I don't know. I think I need to be in Tier 10 or something. So
send us back to Tier 12, mate. We'll be happy. Yep. So look, I was just going through the constructors earlier on. Alpine are still in the lead in Tier 4 with 181 points. Ferrari, AlphaTauri up the Blues. AlphaTauri and Ferrari move up one space, pushing Aston Martin, who were the gods of Tier 4 a couple of weeks ago, back down to P4. So there's quite a distance between P4 and P1 now. It was less than 10 points a couple of rounds ago, but we're looking at Alpine has now pushed their lead out from 180 to 181, which is almost 30 points clear of their closest rival in Ferrari in P2, and AlphaTauri and Ferrari having a ding-dong battle for P2 at the moment, with Aston Martin falling into the mud a little bit. But that's there's been a few. Aston Martin have had some terrible luck the last couple of rounds. Trenner, obviously the lead driver in Aston Martin, having a little bit of a shocker last week, and but yeah, look, still no points in it. Still quite a few races left to go. I don't think Paddy's had some terrible luck as well, which has really been a shame. He's a great driver, a great bloke, and we wish him all the best, obviously, in this round.
I was having a look at Ferrari. So Ferrari's actually doing really well in the constructors, and both Beefy and Ethamon. They have. I think Beefy's won a race, and he's got a P3, and Ethamon's got a P2. But they're not racking up the podiums like the others. But it looks like either them or reserves are consistently getting points. So that's what you really need to do. Ferrari's P2, which is really surprising.
And Ethamon's actually
very close there in the front.
It is.
One DNF and a bad weekend can turn things around. So
absolutely, and we talk about the top four of Santa, Trenner, Cake, and Cuds, but obviously Beefy, Bridgie, Powers, they're only like a podium behind, really. If one of the top four have a bad weekend and those guys get a podium, then it's all to play for. It's
Yeah, and a few drivers here have got, they're getting some penalty points racking up as well. So, started from the back last week didn't seem like it was going to be an issue, but, a few DNFs are starting from the back, and you've really got to pounce on that opportunity. So drivers are coming up and getting into their grid positions. SJ's disqualified.
A few disqualifies.
Quiet Cake's disqualified. Yep. A-Dog's disqualified. I think these guys need to learn how to park, but I'll probably disqualify tomorrow. So now that I've jinxed myself,
yeah. So we've got green flags from.
Looks like half the grid's disqualified. Jeez. Okay, who are we jumping on, Tedros?
I'm on board with Senna at the moment. As we go, 5 red lights, and it is lights out, away we go. Bit of a delay, but they are now away. Kate gets a good exit, good entrance. Senna goes across to try and cover off, takes him on turn 1, and Cake has actually rescinded his lead, but he gets on turn 2 and 3. He's able to get back around the outside, threading it, and also Cud's trying to get past him as well. It's a great battle up the top with the two Williams drivers of F1 Original. Senna drops back a bit. Cud's has lost a couple of positions. Looks like he is falling back a tiny little bit, but Quiet Cake has taken the lead with F1 Original up into P2. Senna dropping back a couple of places. SJ holding his P4 at the moment, and trying to take Senna, and actually gets the job done. Is a bit of a battle. They're going side by side. Oh, there's contact. They're into the barrier.
And that's SJ again. SJ
and Senna. Yeah, just coming out of the exit of. Yeah, coming out of the exit of turn 7, just made contact and hit the barrier. So I'm going to say they're going to be ducking into the pits to have a little bit of.
Senna's definitely got some damage on the left front end plate. SJ seems okay, but let's see if he jumps in the pits.
Immortal Racer is already DSQ'd. I missed what happened there.
So yeah, I saw that. So I think that was off the start. So I'm not sure what happened. What happened there? So yeah, Senna's in the pits, and
SJ continues on. Who have we got in the pits? Let's have a
Senna.
Okay, yeah, cool. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. We've got a few position changes. 16 lap. Actually, obviously, Senna removing. We've got another. That's another. Not I Wilds, who was on the podium last week. He has lost it.
Spun around.
He's spun it in sector 1.
Doesn't look like there's any damage, but he's back of the pack.
All right, so there's a lot of movement. Let's take us through some of the movement.
Yeah, so I think the biggest gainers are Bridgie and Santa. So Bridgie's made up 7 spots and Santa's made up 6. So that's great from the back of the pack. Sorry, Trenor's also made up 7. He's in 7th position. So that's a great start from Trenor and Santa and Bridgie.
And Power's up 4 as well.
Yeah, Power's up 4. F1 Original up 3. In terms of biggest losers, well, we saw that incident there with Senna, so he had to pit for a new wing, so he's down 16 positions. Paddy's also down 7, and Jennifer down 3. So Quiet Cake retains the lead. Cuds retains his P3, and yeah, it looks like Cake's already made 1.7 second lead, and he's put in another fastest lap. So yeah, he's going to take this one away, I think.
He definitely is a patisserie, a pastry on a mission. The Cake. After last week, he driver of the day from P20 up to P4. He hasn't needed to go that far. What do we got happening? There's
Paddy was around. I think it's the last corner.
And
so,
Juice
back up and running.
Juice is around as well, I think. But let's head back up the field. We've got a little bit of a battle emerging between Trenor, Powers, and SJ. There's like 2 tenths between the two, between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin behind SJ. SJ just slipping out of DRS range from A-Dog, and he's having to actually defend a little bit from the two cars behind him.
On this one. Let's see, Powers takes the inside, two side by side. I think SJ will get the inside, which is not really the ideal position here. Two cars side by side really don't go too well around here. SJ just gives it up. That's smart. Yeah, live to fight another day.
And now Trenner is on the case. He's on the hunt for SJ at the moment. So
there's a house that's spun around. Batman is in a really awkward position.
He needs to let everybody go, which he does. Yeah, very well done by Batman. What a shame, but obviously does the right thing, lets the other cars go past so that they can all pass safely.
SJ's in the pits. I think he did have previous damage. Well, he's changed tyres, but he hasn't changed the wings, so that's really unusual for SJ unless Cody decides not to change the wing on him. And
there is that thing where you've got to have yes selected if you only have mild damage.
Yeah.
So maybe he's been stuffed over by Codemasters. But 25 laps on hards. We'll check in with that later on in about 25 minutes. What else we got? We've got movers and shakers up the front. We've got Powers and Trenner.
Yep.
Here we go. On board with Powers at the moment.
Yeah, I think he'll try a repeat on the move with SJ. So, but he's got no ERS. He's used it all up.
It's
Trenner's
empty.
Bucket full, so he's still
a little bit of contact.
Oh, they're side by side. Okay, yep.
And Powers just lets him back through. But yeah, he's got absolutely no battery at the moment, so be interesting to see how that little battle develops. We've obviously got Santa, who's up 9 positions, only 9, up 9 positions with the quali ban. He is on the hunt for a little bit of Red Bull action as well. And behind him, he's got Swiss Lord following him through as well. So, AlphaTauri boys well into the top 10 at the moment. What else have we got? Have we got any more battles up and down the field? Bridgie and Swiss Lord. Let's check that one out. We've got Bridgie from McLaren following Swiss Lord, who's following Santa, who's following Powers. So a little bit of a train for P6.
Yeah, and I think Swiss Lord's going to do his best to try to hold up Bridgie. I think Bridgie's pretty rapid, up 9 positions. If he can allow Santa to pull the gap, that would be great teamwork there. But Swiss Lord's doing well. He's our teammate in AlphaTauri, new to the team. Had a couple of slow starts, I'd say, to the start of the season, but has really done well. I think last race he did really well, and he's proven himself again now in P8.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's actually scored points. He's only had 1 DNF. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I think that's just would be...
Alfa Romeo?
No. Is that the Alfa Romeo of Juice? Yes, that is Juice, unfortunately. Let's check in with Quiet Cake. The Cake is actually pulled out a 2-second gap from Cuds. F1 Original sitting in P3, up 2 positions from P5. Excuse me. So Cake is sitting very comfortable out in P1 at the moment, just running his own little race. He's got great pace, he's got clear air in front of him, and he's also got his teammate behind him. So this is looking very strong, a strong weekend starter for Alpine.
Jump on Bridgie, I think, if we can. Bridgie's about to make a move on Swiss Lord. I was just going to say, Bridgie's on hard tyres, so he's doing really well on the hard tyres. He makes the move on Swiss Lord. But yeah, he's made up now 10 positions on the hards. He's going to be in a great position once these front runners on the mediums have to pit. So I think Bridgie's one to keep an eye on.
He's definitely one to keep an eye on. He's gone for the...
Trenner's making a move on A-Dog. Takes the inside. I think he's going to get this move done. Oof, so close. Oh, I think there was a bit of contact, but it's pretty fair there.
And Santa's just watching this all unfold as well from P7. So obviously
three cars in front of him, aren't there?
there's 3 cars in front of him, but yeah, he's looking like he has it all under control. He's man with control. He's on a good stint. He's obviously made up 9 positions, which he'll be very happy with as a first stint. And looking in front of him, Powers, as you said before, has absolutely no battery. And
yeah, Powers just had a little bit of tank slapper there. Trent's going to try to go on the outside on A-Dog. I think he'll get the DRS and he'll make this move done. And I think Powers might actually, maybe not. Oh, and A-Dog's rapid down the straight. Oh, these guys are just fighting, turn after turn, DRS after DRS.
yeah, so basically from A-Dog in P4 all the way down to Bridgie in P8, it's a bit of a DRS train. And as you saw before, Bridgie was able to get past Swiss Lord on, well, I wouldn't say fresh hards, but these hards will actually become a little bit more, him and Santa are actually going for
Santa
a hammer and tong.
Yeah, I saw that. Santa went a little bit wide, and Bridgie tried to jump on it, but didn't make the move. So, but yeah, I think anywhere from P4 down to P9, it's just disaster waiting to happen. One driver just needs to spin, and they'll all collect each other.
But I think you're absolutely right. Looking at the tyre strategies at the moment, Bridgie is actually on a really good tyre strategy. He is on 7-lap-old hards. Obviously, he gets to change to a fresh set of mediums in about 8 to 10 laps, depending on whether there's a safety car or not. He's in a great position. He just needs to be patient. He obviously, wants to get past these drivers, but he also needs to be patient because his race is going to come alive when he gets on those mediums in about 8 to 9 laps.
He does not want a safety car now. Oh, and
No.
I think Bridgie just tapped the back of Santa. Santa's really close to Powers. Santa might make the move now.
He makes the move
Powers
on the
is
outside.
flashing. Yep. He's made the move.
Oh, no!
And he gets tapped.
No, the Red Bull has tapped the Alpha Tauri coming into turn 9. That is disaster. That is so unfortunate for Santa and Fat Eagle, obviously. Powers. That's terrible. Unfortunate.
Yeah, look, from what I saw, I think Powers tapped the rear end of Santa.
Yes, he did.
And they spun, but,
I mean, wouldn't have been intentional, but it was just unfortunate. No. Obviously, missed his braking point, and that's had disastrous results. But back up, it's been good for Sebastian Polska. It's been good for Bridgie and Swiss Lord and A-Dog. They've gotten away with gotten a bit further down the track. Swiss Lord up into P6.
So Santa's in the pits. Let's see if these AlphaTauri drivers. Yes, he's changing his front wing, so he had some damage there. So, that's unfortunate for Santa. He was doing really well. He's on the hards. 20 laps on the hards. May be able to get him through to the end. So, still a chance for a good result for Santa.
Yeah, still a chance of a good result. It's only lap 9, still 20. We're about a third of the way through the race at the moment. We've got, at the moment, Fat Eagle is sitting behind Powers. That's a little bit of a battle going on. We've got Bridgie and Swiss Lord. Well. Let's get back on board with that.
Yeah, I think Bridgie's going to make the move. So just want to call out to Cake as well and Cuds. I think they're pretty lonely at the front there. Cake's 3.6 seconds in the lead. We haven't forgotten about you, but the action's at the back here. Down P4, down to P10. So, Bridgie's trying to make this move on Swiss Lord at the moment. And again, he's on those hard tyres, so he's doing great with those hard tyres.
He is doing a hell of a stint one, and he's following Swiss Lord quite close. So we might just stick on board with these guys. Obviously, as you said, we haven't forgotten about our illustrious leaders that are a good almost 3 seconds shy of P3. But
If they
yeah,
want to
there's
stop and do some donuts for us, we'll definitely jump on board and have a
Cake
look.
doing
But at the
donuts.
moment,
I'd love to see that.
yeah. Oh, cake and donut. Maybe they don't really like each other.
I don't know.
I'd like a good donut. I had some Dunkins last week. They're pretty good.
I was going to say, how'd you go with the donuts over in the US?
Yeah. I put on a few kgs, but or pounds, I should say. But I couldn't stay away from Dunkins.
So Bridgie does get the move done on Swiss Lord, as we were talking about our favourite dunking patisseries, pastries. And Swiss Lord gets the benefit of the DRS on the straight between turn 8 and turn 9. But is he going to be able to make that move, or is he just going to sit behind? He's just decided to sit behind because he knows that Bridgie is going to be quite quick on those hards. So hopefully he's just got the sense just to sit behind Bridgie and try and stick with him. And maybe Bridgie can drag him along a little bit for the next couple of laps until the end of his stint.
Yeah, just saying that he's just fallen
He's
out
just
of the
pulled it out.
DRS
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
So A-Dog's the first to pit on 9-lap old mediums, or 10-lap old, I should say. It's a little bit early, I would think, but that's what he's decided to do.
Yeah. Red Bull strategy.
Where else do we have the action? I think it's not as tight as it used to be. So we've got a few gaps building in the on the field.
A few gaps building.
Yeah. So SJ's on soft. So I didn't actually see what happened there. He must have pitted again. He's got 5-lap old softs. So
yeah, that's
he's definitely going to have to pit a few more times.
He's definitely going to have to pit at least once more. He might be able to go onto some fresh hards in about 5 or 6 laps, but he's on 6-lap old hards, so he must have gone out of the pits, come straight back into the pits on the next lap, because
I'm having a look here. So he pitted on lap 3 for hards, and then he pitted on lap 4 for softs. So and a front wing. So I think he didn't select the right option and needed to come back in again.
Something like that. So a little bit of a mid-race lull at the moment. There's not a huge amount of action going on when it comes to overtakes. It's now it's about the strategy. Who up the front?
Swiss Lord's in the pits. Sebastian Polska's in the pits as well, assuming they're swapping their mediums for hards. Also having a look at Senna racing. So Senna was really rapid there, had a pretty unfortunately missed it at the start, and he's on the 10-lap old hards into P8. So he's definitely going to want for a safety car. But yeah, maybe we jump on... Senna's actually half a second behind the Mercedes of Not Wilds.
Yes.
I would imagine to get this move done, those mediums are starting to fall apart now. I think that all the good use and all the stickiness is gone. So, Senna's just made that move quite easily with the DRS open. Where else have we got?
And Wilds might be able. He'd get the DRS on this back straight after turn 8, but we'll see. He goes quite wide actually. Doesn't make the move, but just slots in behind.
See if he can. In the pits, so Quiet Cake's in the pits, changing his tyres for hards. F1 Originals also in the pits. Trenner's in the pits. Cuds has gone for another lap, just to make sure he doesn't double stack. So Cuds has got the lead at the moment. Bridgie, as we mentioned, 12-lap old hards in P2. He'll gain the lead, one would imagine, next lap as Cuds comes in, swap those tyres over.
Just going to go back a little bit down the field. Santa and Powers, looks like their deltas are a little bit close, so there might be a little bit of a battle here. AlphaTauri and Red Bull. But yeah, now it's the battle of the strategies and the stints now to see where everything sits. Cuds I'm going to guess that he's going to probably pit on this lap.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. So Cuds and Paddy are the only two that have not pitted as yet. So they should be coming in, you'd imagine, this lap.
And I'd be interested.
Maybe jump on Trenner. Trenner's half a second behind F1 Original, both on brand new hards.
I was just going to say, keep an eye on when Bridgie pits, because he was the one to watch. Oh, we've got
a yellow flag.
I think that's Juice again.
Juice.
Yeah, Juice not having a good time on that turn 1.
Cuds is in the pits. Let's see where he comes out. Maybe we jump on board with Cuds.
Bridgie takes the lead on his 13-lap-old hards, so he'll probably be going for at least another 3 to 4 laps, quite deep into the race, before he jumps onto the mediums. Mediums go about 12 laps around here, so you'd probably be looking at about lap 16 or 17 before he jumps into the pits. So where does Cuds come out? Cuds has come out in P3.
Yeah, P3. So
he will.
Was it F1 Original who was between? I can't remember, but
it was F1 Original. So Senna has overtaken.
Someone's around. I think Powers. It's a Red Bull. Powers is around at turn 3.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Powers. Unfortunate for Red Bull, but still a lot of racing left to be done. Only just clicking over to halfway through the race. So as I was saying before, Trenner on the tail of F1 Original, and obviously Senna Racing, as you said before, started off quite strong. Got P2, caught up in an incident on lap 1, had to pit early, so he's been on those hards since basically lap 2, the beginning of lap 2. So he would be. I don't think.
Pits. I think that's a bit early for Bridgie, to tell you the truth.
I think you're right, mate. I think he's.
Put the mediums on, so he's going to have to do 14 laps on the mediums. It can be done.
I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
We've all tried it.
Yeah, I just would have expected another few more laps on the hards.
I was thinking the same thing, my friend. I was thinking lap 16 or 17, but he's pulled the pin early. So obviously McLaren wanting to take a chance. Obviously he'll be wanting to take advantage of those fresh mediums over the next 2 to 3 laps when they're in their prime. So we'll see what he can do on the next, after his outlap.
Yeah, so I think the action now is just behind Senna. Senna's on 13-lap-old hards. Those tyres have still got a few laps left in them, but obviously not as quick as P4 and P5 with 2-lap-old hards. So I think F1 Original and Trenner are really going to want to get past Senna as quick as they can.
Yeah, I'm on board right now with a sweaty Trenner in the Aston Martin. He's very hungrily going after the 2 Williams in front of him. It's actually quite good to see Williams this far up the field in Tier 4 being, last in the Constructors. So, yeah, that's very, very good showing from the 2 Williams races. But Trenner's he's chomping at the bit to get past them. He knows that he can get past both of these guys, but he's just playing it safe. He wants to... he doesn't want to take any unnecessary chances. Because finishing race in the points is better than not finishing, obviously. Oh, we've got a Mercedes around.
Not Wilds, yeah.
He's not.
Oh, that's a very tricky position there. Oh, he's get off. He's going to get disqualified if he doesn't turn around quickly. Yep. Okay. I think he's back on track now.
He is back on track.
Yeah, so F1 Originals flashing, I don't have an analogy, but yeah, something about a disco and nightclub where he's flashing away.
Flashing
6%
like
left. Yeah,
like a pedo outside of school, there we go.
Yeah, something like that. So he's only got 3%. ERS, Trenner's got pretty much half a tank left, so you'd think he'd get the move done pretty quickly. But then again, F1 Originals really on Senna's tail. Again, those 14-lap-old hards are probably, had their good life out of them, and Senna's going to want to pit as soon as possible, I think, for those mediums.
Yeah, look, Trenner's in a bit of a frustrating position at the moment because he's got 2 cars in front of him. Being the third car in a 3-car DRS train is never fun. You can't get past the guy in front of you because the guy in front of you has DRS on the guy in front of him. So it's just, you have to be patient, and it's just a little bit frustrating for him. But what's happening in behind him is Bridgie, A Dog, and Swiss Lord. They're not catching up quickly, but they are definitely catching up to this 3-car train from P4 back to P3 back to P4, P5.
Yeah, and I just realised that both Senna and F1 are both in the Williams, so it doesn't look like there's any team orders.
No.
You would have thought that Senna would let him through, so
it's
costing F1 Original a bit of time.
It's costing Trenner a bit of time as well, because Trenner wants to get past them. He knows he can, but he just can't at the moment. Let's have a quick look at telemetry, shall we, to see, hey, F1 Original's got 0% battery. There you go, folks. Senna Racing, he's finally gotten past Senna Racing. He's made the move, and Trenner now is going to be wanting to get past Senna as quickly as possible. But obviously,
the penalties as well. I think there's only one driver with a 3-second penalty, which is pretty impressive at this stage. Drivers been keeping it mainly clean, so it's Sebastian with a 3-second penalty.
We do have Juice with a 3-second penalty down in P18 as well.
Yep, sorry.
And there Senna peels off into the pits. So Senna, is he going? I would imagine he'd go on to fresh mediums. I don't think that would be softs. Let's have a quick look.
What have the mechanics got out for him? I'd imagine it's mediums as well. I don't think the softs would last. Yes, the yellow striped mediums.
So that's 11 laps on. Yeah, you wouldn't do 11 laps on softs. Not unless you were heading off to the sanitarium. But so Santa has managed to get back up to P9, and he will come out. He will overtake Sebastian. Oh no, Sebastian comes out in front of him. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yes, I don't want to jinx. Oh, there we go. I was going to say something, and someone's just spun around. Well, who's spun around there? It's Batman, I think it is.
I think it's Batman.
Just on the last corner. Yeah, I was just going to say, last time we said the front runners got a huge lead. They ended up crashing, but Clycake's got a 5.5-second lead. So he's doing really well.
So yeah, that's double podium for Alpine's looking quite solid. But yeah, like you say, we don't want to put commentators' curse. We have a lot of respect for Ads and his team, so we'll come back to them at a later date. They're doing very well out there, running a very lonely race, but there's a fair bit of action developing. We've got Bridgie on the back of Trenner. He's caught up to Trenner, and he is and that battle between F1 Original, Senna, and Trenner just costing Trenner obviously a little bit of time, allowing Bridgie to catch up.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to watch because F1 Original is not getting any DRS. He's got no ERS. Trenner behind him has got 30% ERS. Will get DRS. They're on the same age hards, 6-lap-old hards. But Bridgie behind has got 50% ERS and is on fresher mediums. So one would imagine Bridgie would be able to get the move done. So Trenner would really want to get past as soon as he can.
Oh, penalties starting to rack up now. We've got a couple of other penalties coming up. Juice gets another 3 seconds. Batman gets a 3 seconds. And Powers and Polska now all have 3 seconds. So this is where the tyres are starting to run out. This is where your concentration is starting to lapse a little bit. You're starting to make little mistakes, track extensions. This is where, if there's a safety car now, this is where those penalties will really start to affect drivers' races and their finishing times.
Yeah, I was going to start looking at race director and their penalties, but it's a long list. I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'd rather watch the action on track. Yeah.
So yeah, as we were saying before, Bridgie now locked in a battle with Trenner and F1 Original for P3.
I'm thinking Bridgie's going to get this one done down the straight. Stick on with Bridgie and see if he can make the move. Those mediums are. He's opened up the DRS like a windmill. The windmill in front is open as well. He's burning. He's getting the slipstream. He goes on the outside. Oh, I don't think he'll do it. He'll have another opportunity down the next straight.
Trenner takes a very beautifully defensive line through turn 6, 7 and 8. That's a great line by Trenner. But he's just not going to have the... he's just not going to have the power. Bridgie taking the outside line through turn 9. A lot of space. So much space. Acres of space. And getting the move done.
Had the confidence on those mediums. They're just stuck around that corner. So
without a shadow of a doubt.
Bridgie. Yeah.
Great work from both drivers.
Yeah, very respectful, nice and clean. I suspect Bridgie will make the move on F1 the next lap or two.
It's just going to pull up the tyre life. As we said before, Bridgie on a stonking strategy, starting on the hards, maybe not doing as many laps as we thought he probably should have done. He could have kept it out there for another 2 or 3 laps, but obviously taking advantage and making hay while the sun shines on his mediums. He's only half a second behind F1 Original as they round turn 5 and go up the straight towards turn 6. DRS activated. Is he going to get this? He's a little bit far behind now, so I think he's just going to... Yep, but F1 Original is definitely flashing. There's nothing in the tank. Oh, and he makes contact with the Williams. Yep. That is... outbrakes himself, makes contact, and F1 Original has lost a position there and is now battling with Trenner behind him. Trenner takes advantage of that on the inside towards the run down to turn 9 and gets the move done on F1 Original. That is very unfortunate for the Williams driver. But the McLaren is now ahead, and Trenner is in front of the Williams.
Yeah, so if I saw that correctly, F1 Original locked up, I think, and Bridgie ran in the back of him, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
I didn't see a lockup, but I was on board with Bridgie, and it did look like it was either a lockup or he missed his braking board, but a braking point. So maybe there's going to be a steward's incident report.
I thought Bridgie tapped the back of him, but maybe I need to have another look at that one.
I definitely tapped the back of him, but I wasn't sure whether it was a lockup from in front or a missed braking point. I couldn't see that. Power's getting another 3-second time penalty for track extension. But as we get back on board with Bridgie, it'll be interesting to see if Bridgie can break out of that 1-second DRS zone, or whether Trenner will be able to take P3 away from him as Bridgie's mediums start to die off towards the end of this stint.
Yeah, so Trenner's got a 3-second penalty as well, so that'll bring him down to P5 as it stands.
Yeah, just Bridgie not able to pull away from Trenner at the moment. Trenner sticking with him, but Trenner's having to burn a little bit of ERS to stay within that 1-second DRS zone. And F1 Original has just dropped out of DRS of Trenner, so obviously his 9-lap-old hard's giving him a little bit of grief towards the middle part of his second stint. Any action down the field a little bit further we should be aware of? I think.
Yeah, just looking at Sebastian Polska, he's 6/10 behind Swiss Lord, both on 10-lap-old hards. Otherwise, there's not really a lot, but I still think the battle between Trenner and Bridgie is where we probably want to keep an eye on things.
There's a yellow, that Batman?
There's a Haas around. I think it's Batman. Yep, it's Batman turn 2, I think it is. He's back on. He's recovered that car and is back on the black stuff.
Back on the Shropshire aggregate, as I found out this afternoon. The same aggregate that's used at Bahrain is used for the track surface at Abu Dhabi. Another bit of useless, unnecessary information. Oh, we've got what's happening on the straight here. We've got
There's an Alpha.
It's Swiss Lord. It's Alan Santa and Senna Racing. Senna Racing has DNF'd.
Disqualified, yeah. So I don't know what happened there. So maybe they ran into each other, but Senna and Santa maybe came together. Yeah.
Yeah, Santa and Senna not playing nice. I'm sure the stewards will have an opinion on that later on. But let's go back up to the battle between Trenner and Bridgie. They've F1 Originals dropped off the pace, so he's now still in P5, but has lost the DRS from Trenner and Bridgie. So this is where the battle is at for P3. They are battling for the final step of the podium.
Yeah, Trenner will just hope that he can pull out that gap. He needs a 3-second gap. He's got 1.5 seconds at the moment, so needs another 1.5 seconds. We've got another yellow.
I think it's Batman's
retired in the pits. Yeah.
Batman's just retired in the pits, yeah.
So, Quiet Cake and Cuds just sitting back, hands behind their heads, and just taking it easy. The Alpines.
Alpines on a Sunday drive at Yas Marina. Oh, yeah, Trenner's going for a move. I'm on board with him now. He's going around the outside of turn 9. Brakes a little bit later, but leaves a little bit of room, leaves a bit of space.
Yeah, they're both flashing. They both don't have much ERS in the tank.
Great little battle for P3. As they
that gap's growing. We've got another. Oh, that's the Haas. It's exited the pits. That's fine. Having a look at the back as well. I'm just going to keep an eye on the back again. Sebastian Polska and Swiss Lord are probably the other fight at the moment. Also P14 and P13. Not Wilds is just making a move on Paddy at the moment. But again, I think the action's there at the front, P4 and P3.
Yeah, so even if Trenner does get even if Trenner does make the move on Bridgie, he needs to pull out a 3-second gap for him to secure this podium.
Yeah, so, it's 1.8 at the moment, right? So it was 1.4 not too long ago, and I think we've got another Haas in the pits.
It's Jeneth.
Oh no, sorry,
not
it's
in the
Jeneth
pits.
must have spun last
final corner.
So yep.
But
so it's now to Trenner's now it's 2.1 seconds. So they are pulling away from F1 Original. He just needs to continue doing what he's doing. He's got another 4 laps to build that 3-second gap. Even if he passes Bridgie, I don't think he'll make 3 seconds on Bridgie. So he can keep doing what he's doing. Just needs another 0.7 seconds, and he'll retain that position.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to. I think the podium is just beyond his grasp at the moment. But definitely, if he wants to cling on to P4, he's still got to pull out a second. And by the looks of the deltas that are fluctuating at the moment, F1 Original has got other ideas. He wants to cling on to that P4 himself. But
just going to say, not bad for Bridgie for crashing into the wall and the pit exit and disqualifying first on the. And qualifying, he's made up 15 positions, and he's I'm gonna say he's got in the bag for P3 at the moment.
Yeah, look, at the moment he's got my vote for DOTD, but look, we've still got a couple of laps left to go. Let's have a look at the gap to leader.
We've got Powers turn 1.
Yeah.
It's just going to be overtaken by Wilds, I think.
Power's having a bit of a shocker tonight. He was going quite well. Then he had that incident earlier on with Santa.
Ooh, Trenor's around. Trenor's around.
Oh, and he's lost his front wing too. He's not going to be able to pull a Singapore. I don't know if you remember Singapore. Oh, you were away for Singapore, but he held off Bridgie with a damaged front wing. But I have a feeling he's going to have to. He's going to have to pit. You won't be able to do another 2 laps. Yeah.
No, not on this track. So, yeah.
So that's unfortunate. Did you see what happened?
He's staying out. No, he just lost it. He just lost it. I think it's, I don't know which corner it is, but yeah, he just, I think it was just pushing too hard and spun around and hit the wall. Lucky not to DNF.
He's staying out.
And he's still, he's staying out. So,
that man is an absolute madman. Especially,
it may make sense because if it was the pit, he'd probably drop down into probably P9, 10, probably 10 at least, maybe even 12. So if he can, there's 11 seconds down to P9. So if he can retain even P8 or P9, that'll be a good finish.
He's still got 2.5 laps, and he has to be so careful not to compromise anyone else's race at the moment, because even though when you're on the straight, you don't need your front wing, but through these corners right here, if you don't have a front wing, I don't know how he's doing it. That is absolute madness.
Yeah, and you can see he's actually pulling away from Swiss Lord without a front wing. So I think this is the place, though, that Swiss Lord will get him. Yeah, and I think he's just letting him through. Yep.
Yeah, nice work, Trenor. Let's just jump on board with Sebastian Polska and see if Trenor lets him through.
Oh, he's definitely holding him up, but hey, he's being a boat at the moment.
Being a big green boat.
Yeah, like I said, there's another 10 seconds behind to Fat Eagle, so he's only got to do another 2 laps without a wing, and he's doing well so far. He's holding up Sebastian. So
yeah, I'm just going to jump on board with Swiss Lord. Swiss Lord's just after he overtook Trenor, just caught up to A-Dog, so there might be a little bit of a battle for P5 towards the end of this lap, or the last. The last lap. Just had a comment coming out from Verk on the screen. What is Sebastian playing on Game Boy? His internet connection is it looked a little bit jerky was probably the word I would use.
Keyboard or something.
Maybe he's using the D-pad. Yeah,
D-pad.
Excuse me. But yeah, now that
we jump on with Cake for the last lap, I don't think there's much of a battle happening down the track. I think Sebastian might get past Trenor, but
well, you keep an eye on those guys, and I'm going to stick on board with Cake. The Cake, he's what's he done? He's got 2 wins. He's got 4 podiums so far this season, so he's having a stonker of a season. Quiet Cake. He's obviously bringing it home for his 3rd win. It's the final lap. Although it is the final lap, we are going to assume that he's going to bring it home. Look, I'm just going to jump. What's that?
Yeah, we had an Alpha on off track, and Sebastian and Trenor are really fighting. There was one, they almost came together, so they both got a 3-second penalty, and Trenor's just doing a great job to stay in front. He's got another 3/4 of a lap to go. But yeah, Trenor without a wing. Looks like he's driving better, actually.
He's actually taking those corners with a little bit more finesse. It's a shame. Maybe he should have taken his wing off on lap 1.
Yeah, maybe there should be an option now, change wing. No, remove the wing, please.
No, just get rid of it, mate.
Yeah.
So as Cake and Cuds, as they round the final corner, I'm going to say it is now a double podium for Alpine, and it's side-by-side action, and Bridgie brings it home for P3. Bridgie, well done, son.
Well done. Yeah.
Well done. What a great strategy. Like we said, he probably could have, he could have stayed out for another couple of laps, but he didn't, and it doesn't really matter. He's come from, what do we got? He's come from bloody P18.
Trenner maintains P7. Yeah.
Oh, Trenner. He's come from P18 to P3 to bring it up on the podium. Big shout out to Mercy. Mercy will be absolutely losing his shit right now in the McLaren garage. He'll be, what did you say before? He'll be spraying his ward.
There's no champagne, so they'll be spraying I think it's wad or ward or wad or, whatever you want to call it. But that's the rose water in Abu Dhabi. No alcohol in the Emirates. So, yeah.
We've all been to the Emirates and we know that there is, but officially there isn't.
Well, what I read was on the podium they don't, but just behind the scenes in the F1 paddock, there is plenty of champagne to be had. So yes, if you pay for it, sure it'll be there.
There's been a few movers and shakers on today's grid. Santa, not I-Wides, but obviously Cake and Cuds. Absolute legends.
Domination.
Double podium.
Alpine domination
in tier 2. Tier 4. And that is actually going to cement their place at the top of the constructors' standings in tier 4. That is so bloody exciting for Ads. He's probably going to be,
I
pretty
called it
excited
early on.
too.
I said Alpine's going to take it away. I don't think anyone can beat them, and I'll still stand by that after round 8. Can anyone catch them? I don't think so.
IRL Ads, massive shout out to you right now. You must be extremely excited about this result. I'm not sure if we'll get Cake. He's a man of very few words, so I don't think he's actually joined the podium party. Not the podium party, but the chat for post-race interviews. But if he wants to join he wants to join the chat for some post-race interviews, we'd love to hear his thoughts on the race. How lonely was it in P1? Well done, Cake. You've done a brilliant drive. You deserve a piece of chocolate cake if that's what your poison is. And obviously Cuds, he deserves a piece of cake as well. Do I need to scroll through these?
I think you've done it, mate. All good.
I've done it. Fantastic.
You're done.
I'm done.
I'll capture those later.
I've done my duty as a commentator.
That's it. Makes my job easier when I do the results or the tallying on my abacus.
On your abacus with your sextant.
That's it.
So that's the first race of the weekend. That is tier 4, people.
No safety car.
No safety car. Well, it wasn't even a virtual safety car.
Not even, only a couple of yellow flags. Pretty clean driving from the boys. Very good.
And only 3 DNFs. That's, I don't know if it's a record, but it's definitely one of the cleanest races I think we've seen.
Yeah.
But tier 4, look, last season I commentated for tier 4 as well, and I feel as though tier 4 and the season before last season was the sprint series. That was when we were trialing a different type of racing format. But that was always a pretty clean racing and really enjoyable to watch. I really enjoy tier 4. There's a lot of bloody good drivers, and there's a lot of respect between all of the drivers that then I can see. We've just had Bridgie join us, who
hello, boys.
Hey, Bridgie, how you going, mate?
Happy, grateful.
I bet you are. Congratulations on the podium. my first question is, did you think that you would be seeing the podium after quali?
Definitely not. I didn't even think I would see quali even if I did qualify. So I'm really grateful and happy with that performance, So
Yeah, so your quali lasted about 3 seconds, is that right?
about that,
Bridgie?
yeah, about that. I had a drink in my hand and forgot I had the control coming out of the pits, and I hit the wall and I couldn't move my car. So
Hey, but it worked for you. So I might
it
do the
worked out in
same
the end,
thing. I
so.
might just drive straight into the wall tomorrow and put on the hards and see how we go. So yeah, what made you start on the hards?
Oh, I had one of the boys in the other tiers helping me out of there saying go hards, and then was like, yeah, well, I'll stay with it. And I knew I had the pace, so.
Yeah, you were rapid there. You were not only were you keeping up, you were overtaking other drivers on the mediums. So yeah, pretty well done.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you've got. I was just going to say, I think you've got my vote for driver of the day, and I think Tetris is also saying the same thing. So I think you made up 15 positions, which is awesome.
15 positions. That's not driver of the day worthy. I mean, there was there were some moments there where we were thinking that you and Trenna were going to have a last lap battle, but unfortunately, obviously, Trenna had a bit of a spin behind you on lap 27, I think it was. So that was a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky for him because I know most likely for a fact he would have saved up a fair bit of ERS sitting behind Paulie because he would have had speed on him. So I was just trying to stay in front of him.
You say that, but yeah, he didn't really have a great after the incident. So that was my other question was because we were on board with you when you tapped F1 Original going into turn 7. What happened there? Did he miss? Did he lock up, or did you miss your braking point?
Yeah, he locked up, and he was also lagging a tad too, so that didn't really help either.
Yeah, because we were on board with. I was on board with you, and I saw there was a bit of contact. Obviously, now I'm not a steward, I'm not a judge or part of the FIA, so I have absolutely no opinion on that. It was merely observational. But yeah, that's obviously compromised his line through those two corners and allowed you and Trenna to get past. But then once you and Trenna got past, then Trenna was, I'm pretty sure there was a point where Trenna tried to get past you, but yeah, he just didn't have the the battery.
The bomb. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went for the
Well,
bomb too in one of the corners.
congratulations, mate. We're really stoked with your performance tonight. GCAT was actually saying at the start of the race you'd made up maybe 5 or 6 positions and you were the lead runner on hards, and he actually said, yep, that's one to watch at the end, and yeah, he was right. So congratulations, mate. P3. What are you
Thanks,
what are you doing for celebrations tonight?
Fuck all. Sorry for the swearing.
Well, that's good.
That's about it. Nothing to really do at this point.
Well, look, thanks for jumping in, Bridgie.
Cheers, boys.
You've obviously had a little bit of bad luck in some of the earlier races, but we're so happy for you for your podium tonight. Congratulations. And we will see you back in Tier 4 next week around Jeddah.
All right, yeah, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
See ya.
I think we have Cuds.
Yeah, we've got Cuds, P2. Cuds in the Alpine. Well done. Congratulations. Alpine 1 and 2. You had a really strong qualifying there. I think I mentioned to you earlier in the week, I was like, you really need to pull out a podium, and you've done just that. Really strong race from yourself and your teammate there in P1. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, look, it's nice to see you guys here again in Sky Race Control. It's been felt like it's been a long time. I've had a few horrible weeks. But yeah, this track, leading into this week, I wasn't really thinking that I was any good at this track. And then I started practicing, started doing a couple of, trialing a couple of setups. And then all of a sudden today I did a few laps before the race, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a good day. And sure enough, I thought Senna was going to take pole by a long way, and then Quiet Cake comes through with a fast lap
Smashed it. Yeah.
Killed it, mate. So
yeah. I think Yeah, I think Senna had an unlucky spin. Otherwise, he was pretty strong as well, and he had to come in and change his wing. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, you guys then just took it away, and I think Kate hit the brakes towards the end there, and had a little bit of a 1-2 crossing the line, which was really nice to see.
I actually, that was it third last corner. I don't know the number of corners, whatever it is, but that double left on the second left, I almost lost it. I went very, very sideways. I hit the outer curb and almost binned it.
Yeah, last time we were talking up a driver who was winning by like 10 seconds. He ended up spinning, so we didn't really sit on you guys for the race. So it's going to be pretty boring. We're looking at the action down the field, but yeah, you guys did well. So let us know. You think Alpine have got it in the bag for constructors? You've got to be betting on yourselves now, right?
Look, it's
can anyone catch you?
You've got to be humble. You got to be. Yeah, it's a long season. Anything can happen. My last 3 weeks proved it. I DNF'd and then I couldn't race, and then I came last week. So that can happen to anyone. So who knows? It's anyone's season, mate. It's still so early.
Well, you say that. You say that, but you guys are almost halfway through the season, and Cake has 3 wins, 2 podiums. You've got yourself, what have you got? You've got one win, 1 second, 1 third. So you've got 3 podiums yourself. Look, I'm not going to say you guys are in a position of unassailability, but Alpine Tier 4 is pretty gosh darn strong. I'd be quite happy if I was a TP and my drivers were consistently, bringing points in, but also bringing in podiums. So, look, congratulations, mate. We're really, really stoked for your performance tonight. Obviously, has he sent you any messages? Has he offered you sexual favours yet?
I was in a party with him, and once again, I can't say he suggested or he offered. So we'll keep that between him and I.
Oh, look,
but you can imagine.
I don't even need to think to imagine what he would have said. So I've raced with that man on so many occasions. He's one of my oldest friends in the racing world, so I know exactly what he would have said, and God bless him. But yeah, congratulations, double podium. You guys enjoy your evening, and yeah, we can't wait to see you back on track next week in Jeddah.
Thank you very much, mate. I do have to say, I feel sorry for Trenner. I don't know what happened, but he DNFing in the qualifying. That would have been a lot better with him up the front. But to be honest,
I think he hit. Yeah, I think he hit a parked car and got a 5-second penalty. So that was unfortunate for him. Yeah.
He hit a Mercedes specifically.
Okay.
I think
there was a bit of carnage, turn 2-3, and he just ran into someone and DNF'd, and then like I said, he got a 5-second penalty on top of that as well.
Well, he was just telling me that he parked his yacht in the marina next to Timmy's, so I'm looking forward to having a cocktail with him. Should be
perfect.
You guys can have some post-race cocktails, mocktails actually, because you are in the United Arab Emirates. So as we know, nobody drinks over here. So congratulations, mate. We will see you in Jeddah next week. Have a good week, and we can't wait to see what show Alpine put on for us next week.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Pleasure is all ours. Well, there you go, Mr. GU Cat, the Battle Cat. That is Tier 4, Round 8. My bloody stream screen hasn't actually left the game, so I don't even know if this game is just going to continue.
Shut it down.
Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day.
At least I can't complain the results are up. So been up for like an hour.
Yeah, you won't have to scroll through that too many times. Yes, so that was Tier 4. We do have another 3 tiers coming at you, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow afternoon we have Tier 3. Tomorrow evening we have Tier 2. And then Sunday afternoon we have the awesomeness that is Broseph and Martin Brundle bringing you Tier 1 at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, looking forward to getting behind the wheel again tomorrow, side by side with you, Tetris, for Tier 3.
100%.
It was a great great to be on the comms tonight. I've missed it for the last few weeks, so.
And we have missed you, my friend. We have missed you. So welcome back, Battlecat. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for Tier 4, Round 8. We're going to cut it off there, or else, we're just old blokes. We could probably talk for the rest of eternity, really. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
See you later, everyone.
Thanks very much, Battlecat. Bye.